This is Sharon Bornholt with the Louisville Gals Real Estate Blog, and I wanted to shoot just a quick video for you today. I have been getting lots of questions on direct mail and direct mail campaigns, and folks are pretty unhappy with the results. But when I question them a little bit further, I find out that they've sent out maybe one, maybe two mailings, and then they're ready to throw in the towel. So I wanted to talk a little bit about direct mail campaigns. Now, by definition, a campaign is something that is an ongoing process, and that's what you have to do with direct mail. You have to set up campaigns. So let's just assume for a minute that you have a list of 1,000 people. You're going to mail to that same list generally for about 6 months and then scrub your list or see, if the names and addresses on there are still good. That's what we mean by scrubbing your list or cleaning up your list. And then you're going to start up mailing again. But your list is going to, other than being updated, you're going to keep your same list. Now, I want to talk about statistics and why people get so frustrated. This is a statistic that you really want to remember when you're doing direct mail. 85% of your deals will come at or beyond the 5th mailing. Does that mean you won't get any deals until then? No, it doesn't. But it means that statistically, the odds just skyrocket when you stay in the game, when you're that person who's still there at the 5th mailing and beyond. So what do the other results look like? Well, they're significantly lower. And bear in mind, these are just statistics, and these don't mean that you won't get a deal up until that 5th mailing. It just means that if you hang in there, you're going to get much better results over time. So from one mailing, you can expect to get about 2% of your deals. So that's a relatively small number. After 2 mailings, you can expect that number to go up to about 4%. Your 3rd mailing, about 6%. Now, when you get to your 4th mailing, 10% of your deals will come at or beyond your, up until the time of this 4th mailing. Let's just put it that way. It's a little bit easier to understand. So you're kind of just trudging along, doing your mailings, getting a deal here and there, but you're getting some results. Now, don't confuse this with getting calls, because not every call will be a deal. You will get calls. But remember, when you get to that 5th mailing, the 5th mailing and beyond, 85% of your deals will come at or beyond that 5th mailing. That's a big number. Well, I want you to stop and think about for just a minute, how many people do you think are in the game at that point? Well, I can tell you not very many. 90% of your people will fall out by the 3rd mailing. You will have about 48% of your people who will never follow up beyond the 1st mailing, which is a huge opportunity for even the person that stays in there and does a 2nd mailing. Now, only 25% of that original group of people will still be in there after the 2nd mailing. Then by the time you get to the 3rd mailing, you're looking at about 90% of the people being gone. Somewhere between 88 and 90% of the people. So if you continue on to the 4th and 5th mailings, you are part of a very small group of people still in the game. So that's what you want to remember. Don't get discouraged in the beginning. Don't give up and throw in the towel, because you will get results, but it's the momentum that you build up from mailing month after month after month. Now, I like to talk about the story about the lady who lived in California whose house I bought after 3 years. And people say, well, that is just crazy. Well, maybe it is and maybe it isn't. For me, it's not. She lived in California. She bought a house for her brother who lived here in Kentucky. He had a lot of problems, some health problems, some personal problems, mostly personal problems. So she decided to buy him a house, and she could afford to do that. Well, after about 2 years, he did what some folks will do when they've just been given something. He just decided he didn't want that thing anymore. He didn't want the house anymore, and he just took off. So my seller decided to rent the house. She decided to try to recoup some of her money through landlording, and she put a tenant in the house. Well, it only took about 6 or 7 months until that tenant had completely destroyed that house, and it was a nice house. Well, my seller had gone from being a person who was not interested in selling at all to a person that was a very motivated seller. She basically wanted to know, how quick can I get rid of this property? That was really the gist of it. So was it worth it? Well, let me see. 36 stamps, 36 postcards, and a little bit of my time, and I made $12,000. So yes, it was definitely worth it. And I will tell you one thing that she told me. I was the only person that had been mailing to her that whole time. She had had other people that had mailed. She wasn't ready to sell. She had thrown away all their postcards. So I was the one that got the call. I was really the only one left, to be honest. So that's the thing about direct mail. You know, you've got to be in it for the long term. If you have any more questions about direct mail or about anything else, just shoot me an email or leave it on the blog here and I'll get back with you. And if you have a topic you'd like for me to cover in a future podcast or video, just you can leave that on the little speak pipe icon or you can send me an email, either way. But this is Sharon Vornholt, and I'll be back soon. Talk soon.